Hey guys, it's me, Pokemon Bear HD, and today is the last MLP upload I will have because this is going to be my playoff run and I am not returning. I've enjoyed my experience in this league. It's unique in that it's 24 person, so drafting is a lot harder and there's just so many good players. But I've definitely had success, but the reason that I am not returning is because I am cutting down on leagues, and so I'm still deciding on some other leagues that have ended recently, but I did make the decision on this one that I was going to leave, as I have made playoffs now 2 seasons in a row. I don't think there's necessarily anything for me to prove within the league. I've had fun. I do enjoy the people, but I am most likely going to really limit the leagues I'm going to be in going forward, as I have been quite a league whore up to this point, joining a ton of leagues. So unfortunately this is going to be one of the casualties, but that does not take away from wanting to be the champion. However, part of my disdain for being in so many leagues, which I had never before, but recently I've been lazy on team building, and just in any case that I could take a shortcut, I would. So that's no different with this one. I've only made adjustments on this team, most notably Volt Switch over Toxic on the Cobalion, and making the Manaphy Z Rain Dance Rest Tail Glow Surf, so mono water coverage, because he had a Ferrothorn, so I had Hidden Power Fire last time, but didn't bring it. And in this matchup, Arch and the Georgia Grambles has brought 5 of the same of the 6 that were brought last time, just the Hitmonlee now over Chandelure. So I definitely felt like last time that Manaphy set could have won, so I think it could win this time. And so I have Scarfed Entei with Toxic for the Slowbro, Spadef, Uxie for Rocks, knocking off, just pivoting. Then, like I said, the Manaphy has a good chunk of special attack, but it's designed to to beat Chansey and potentially even sweep at +1, because if I don't expect a Scarfed Weavile, so at +1 I'm faster than the whole team. And Cobalion is physically defensive for that Weavile with Choppleberry, Mega Dancey, pretty standard, mixed investment so that I can better take on the Chansey and Slowbro, and then especially defensive Drampa, which is a huge threat, I've found out this season. It has walled teams, and it almost did last time, but the Chandelure ended up tricking a Choice Scarf onto my Drampa, making its walling job impossible. So definitely want to Toxic that Slowbro, so I'm going to lead off with Entei, because it should lead in, and my pressure goes off before Weavile, so he knows I'm Scarfed, so he can't stay in. Going into Slowbro, perfect, Toxic, done. Slowbro is Toxic, and now it's not a threat anymore. It can switch into a lot of my team, but it can't stay in, so that's perfect. And I go into Manaphy because I can take any hit from Slowbro, and I'm not fearing any status, as he goes into No King, so I'm going to switch into Uxie, as he actually goes for a Toxic Spike. So I'm going to U-turn out, or actually, I apologize, I'm going to Stealth Rock, and then go into my Cobalion, since the Weavile obviously is something I'm not built to take on with that Uxie, as he follows the Ice Punch with a Natural Gift, which does half, but dies to close combat, obviously, so must have been Natural Gift Fire, since I'm Chopple, or maybe even Ground, I don't know, that's actually could be, but obviously not fighting, so cool tech. But I don't think I really needed Cobalion much other than 4 Weavile, so that's perfectly fine with me. And Now I can go into my Drampa on the Mega Manectric since I am fully specially defensive, and I am now poisoned but not toxic poison, so that's actually, I mean, that's better than anything, which I think last time I got paralyzed on a Thunderbolt, so both times I'm not gonna deal with toxic poison, which is really nice. And so I can just stay in, be annoying like I was last time. He's gonna go into Hitmonlee, so I'm gonna go into my my Cobalion as he knocks off my Choppleberry, which doesn't really matter at this point because I would die anyway. And so I can just close combat trying to get damage off on it in case he doesn't have Mach Punch, which maybe he doesn't since he switched out. Which if he doesn't have Mach Punch, I'm assuming he's gonna be choiced in some fashion, and based off the damage it would have to be Scarfed. So I can Volt Switch out into my Drampa, which can just take hits from Slowbro for days. It literally cannot do anything to me. And so he can go into his Hitmonlee on my Roost. And so I'm going to have to switch out because this is gonna be a threat. And Cobalion is the sack because it's pretty weakened. So now I can go into Uxie. I'm pretty sure he's choiced, and even if he's not, knockoff isn't gonna kill me. And so I'm gonna do a knockoff of myself and get that Chansey's Eviolite off, which is amazing, so that makes things a lot easier. And I can just U-turn out into my Drampa on the Toxic, and so he's gonna get his rocks up with Chansey. I'm just gonna Surf in case he switches. So this is kind of an awkward situation where I do not want to switch, and he doesn't really want to switch either. So I'm gonna Toxic him to make him, switch out since he knows I can't do anything. So this is the way to make sure he has to switch. So he does actually switch immediately, as I actually go for Roost, not expecting him to switch. So that's good on him. And now I think he's gonna knock off, so I actually stay in. And it works out perfectly. So I definitely know he's Choice Scarfed at this point. He's not, should have gone for a fighting into Dark or other way around by this point if he wasn't choiced. So definitely Scarfed, and I can just sit here. I lose my leftovers, but it's not a big deal, and I'm even getting Berserk boost, and my Surf is actually doing, some damage. Like, I'm no special attack investment. He's got no Eviolite, but yeah, this is where it kind of drags on. We're playing chicken here, where I refuse to switch out. He refuses to switch out, so I have to Toxic him to try to get him to switch out. And he does end up switching out eventually, but it's on a turn where I'm gonna Roost. So, or at least, or so he thinks, but I actually Surf. And since he went to Slowbro, though, it doesn't really matter whether I Roosted or not, since this is, Slowbro can't do anything to me, and I'm actually gonna try to just stay as healthy as possible. So I'm not really gonna attack this very much. Like, I'm gonna I'm gonna attack it because I know Surf isn't gonna kill it. And instead of a second Surf now here that would definitely kill it, I'm just going to Roost and try to stay as healthy as possible, since Mega Manectric is, it runs through my team barring this, and then I have Scarfed Entei in the back, but this is my switch in, my dedicated switch in, so I'm fine with being at around 50% switching into Manectric at this point, because I also have the Scarfed Entei, like I said. So Scarfed Entei is actually faster than everything right now. So he goes back into the Hitmonlee, makes the knockoff play, as I'm go into my Uxie, crits me, which is unfortunate, but I didn't really need Uxie anyway, and actually now I can set up and win. This is actually the perfect opportunity since I'm Z a knockoff. So actually I think that crit, if it mattered, I don't even know if it does, because I don't know if two knockoffs killed from that range when I don't have the item on the second one. But regardless, it actually gives me my setup opportunity, and now I'm fast and everything. So I Surf on the Manectric because I can't obviously set up on this, and Chansey comes in, but I have Tail Glow, so that's game. And we pull off the win, avenge our regular season loss, and that's a win for the first round of the playoffs, and actually my first playoff win in the MLP. So glad to get that, and with this win, we now get another rematch against Sky, who was the division winner. So I will be back with that shortly. And we are back with playoff game number 2 against Sky and the Goldenrod Zebstrikers. And so this is yet again another rematch, and when we first faced off, I really noticed that it's very similar to the other team we just actually faced, where there's Mega Slowbro, Blissey, Nidoqueen, as Arch just had Chansey, Slowbro, Nidoking. So this team's actually really similar to that team, and this is actually the exact same team I brought the first time I played them. Because in this one, unlike the other, I learned from the first game against Arch that, I have a better way of beating this kind of build, I guess, that 3-mon core. Because Scarfed, Nido, plus just Fat Chansey, Blissey, or Slowbro, Mega Slowbro, just was a problem to my team. And Z Randance Manaphy, that's kind of the best way I have to beat that, is I get the speed boost plus the fat things can't get me. So with Blissey though, I do need a little more special attack investment, because I'm not an Eviolite to take off. And so I don't think it's like a whole lot more, but at least I lose a little bit of bulk. But regardless, I am that Z-Randance set. I'm Scarfed Entei, which I think ended up cleaning up the game last time. Mixed Sharpedo to try to help better take on the Blissey Slowbro combo, and obviously speed boost is nice. Uxie is, I think last time it was rocks, this time it's not rocks, but it has toxic, U-turn, calm mind, like Psyshock, because I don't need knockoff, so I could put calm mind to make it just take hits, and it should be especially defensive if I remember correctly. Then physically defensive Cobalion with Chople yet again. To be honest, I don't remember what mon it was for, but that mon's obviously not here. I want to say it was Durant, in case it ran like superpower. And so Cobalion's kind of, it's going to set up rocks, and that's really all it needs to do for me, and I'll be happy. But obviously it can do other things. And then mixed offensive Mega Dancey yet again. So pretty similar. And then, so game plan for this team, since this I believe is actually the same 6, other than Lurantis definitely did not come the first time. I actually don't remember what it came and said the first time. I want to say it's it was Archeops the first time. This time it's Lurantis, and so I'm assuming that's because of Manaphy, having great potential against him, such as that Z-Randance set. So definitely have to weaken that before I can set that up. And I'm going to lead off with my Cobalion because I just want to get rocks up, because there's no hazard removal other than potentially the Lurantis. But Lurantis, while it is threatening to half my team and that it's super effective, it's slow, so I can chip it down, and it can't sweep through my team unless like Trick Room is up. But I'm not too worried about it because I can pivot Uxie. So I'm going to lead off with the Cobalion as Sky decides to lead off with that Jolteon. And like I said, this doesn't really do a whole lot, so I don't really have a switch into this anyway, so Stealth Rock it is. And now I can go into the Uxie, as Thunderbolt still does a ton, so I believe this is Specs. And since it's doing so much damage, I take the hit, U-turn out, since I don't really have anything else to take hits, and I can just go into my Scarfed Entei. He knows it was Scarfed from last time, so might, know that it is scarfed indeed this time as well, as I go for the Sacred Fire because I kind of assumed that Toxic was really obvious, but he still goes into it anyway. He immediately Mega Evolves, goes for Psychic, does a good amount of damage since he Mega Evolved, and gets the extra special attack. And like last time, I went into my Manaphy since I have not caring about status, but I can then double out into my Cobalion, expecting the Blissey to come in, but instead it's Lurantis, and I double flinch it with Iron Head. And I will pause right here because that is huge. I do find out later that this is a Assault Vest set, and so it actually could not kill me in one hit, and because I knew it couldn't kill me in any one hit since I have Chople for potential superpower, and if it wants to like Hidden Power Fire, it's not strong enough even if it's max attack modest to be able to kill me. So the only way it would kill me is if it's a offensively boosting item, which then makes it easier to deal with. So my plan there was just to Iron Head it once, then close combat it to do more damage since I would for sure live without the drops. But since I double flinch, now I just kill it. So it would have been weakened to around this 31%, maybe a little bit lower, but that's obviously now, huge threat to my Manaphy sweeping gone. Like, I think that was really the only thing, that would potentially stop me. So it's looking good. Goes into the Jolteon as I have, nothing for it. So I can go into my Entei yet again. The Slowbro is weakened, but not weakened enough for a Sacred Fire by any means. So I'm going to make a double, expecting the Slowbro to come in, but he actually just T-bolts, so good on him to predict me since he is in the back. He has to make some more aggressive plays. And so I actually just go into Diancie this time so I can take the T-bolt. Not very well, but I take it. I get the Diamond Storm off. In case I get the boost, that's why I went for Diamond Storm over Moonblast. This was scarfed last time. I want to fight out. It is scarfed this time as well, so Earth Power knocks me out. But I can go into the Sharpedo, and last time I protected on this, so I'm actually going to just attack immediately as I go for Dark Pulse, expecting the Slowbro to potentially come in. Or the Cure in Black, actually, because it does resist the liquidation as I go for it. And he actually is Key Berry and gets the +1 defense, so that's actually really cool. Now I cannot kill this with my Sharpedo, but I want to keep it low. That's my main goal, is I want it to stay low so then it has to try to heal on me later if possible. But since he's just going to spam healing and I'm just going to kill myself, I'd rather just go for it right now. I'm like, you know what? If I can win right now, I can win right now. In the sense that if he has something for me, like a Thunderbolt, Thunder, whatever, like that's the only way he doesn't lose right here. But since he let me set up everything, I can Tail Glow up to +6 since he's just Seismic Tossing, and now I can just rest and that's game over. He can't do anything. I'm faster than the whole team, and yet again, Z-Raindance Manaphy just wins. And now Surf does not kill in the rain, but obviously it puts it in range, and he doesn't have any priority other than maybe a potential Sucker Punch from Nidoqueen, but that's not going to kill me. So I'm just going to Rain Dance up again because I need the Rain Up for taking out the Cure in Black. And so I can just go for the Surf in the rain and win this game. And it feels good that this, like, I did bring the exact same team last time, so he could have seen the team builder, but I know in the chat he said damn, wasn't expecting this set, so I'm assuming he didn't see my video where I actually showed that this is the exact set I brought last time. And so yeah, Manaphy yet again pulls out a win, and so we move on to the next round where we're gonna face Callus Ray, which is yet another rematch. So, spoilers, I'm not gonna build a new team, so there's not gonna be a team builder or anything like that, so I will be back shortly. And we are back with the third playoff game, and so this is the semifinals against Callus Ray and the Richmond Umbreons. We did play during the regular season. I believe I won. He had some interesting sets last time, and at least it was mainly the Blade that caught me off guard for sure, which took out my Tangrowth with Destiny Bond. And this time it's not here. But I brought the exact same team. Like I said, I didn't build a new one. So this is mixed defensive Tangela. This is Shuckaberry Entei with Will-O-Wisp to potentially burn the Mega Gyarados. Special Sharpedo, Rindo Berry, 3 attacks Tail Glow, Manaphy, Standard, Dank Force Landorus, and then Calm Mind, Mega Diancie. And so, with this matchup, Tangela, walls a good chunk of the team, and so I need to, switch it in very often. I know I will have to, and I'll have to hope that I can kind of keep the hazards to minimal, which there's spikes from Klefki only, so I definitely don't want to deal with that. And then Landorus is just a huge threat to him. Like, I guess, what's it called? The stupid eel. Oh, Eel Electros, I'm stupid. Yeah, the Eel's not stupid, I'm stupid. Yeah, Electros is really the only switch in I see to it, barring Magnetize Klefki. So I'm going to lead off with Dank Force Landorus, as it is a threat. And he leads off with the Mienshao. So I'm actually going to predict him to switch out into that Eel. So I go for Sludge Wave as he actually goes for Bounce. Probably expecting my Tangela. And he gets the Para, which is really unfortunate. Like, I get the Earth Power off, so that's nice, but now this is pretty useless. It's slower than his, pretty much all his team. So this is actually useless now, and I sack it, which it was really useful, but, it's unfortunate, but we deal with that. It's my main wall breaker, but it's not like there's too much fat to break through in this case, so I'm okay with it. I get the Leech Seed off as he switches into the Eel, and I'm expecting the knockoff, so I switch directly into my Mega Diancie, and I'm gonna switch right back into my Tangela as he goes into Klefki, and so I can just Leech Seed yet again, and he goes for T-Wave, so now I'm paired, so that could come into play later. And I'm not a huge fan of when people try to para slow stuff. But, that's a viable strategy because paralysis is really good. So, being able to make your opponent maybe not move. So, yeah, it goes for the Seed Flare. Does nothing, but does get my Spadef drop as I Sludge Bomb for a little bit of damage. So I can now go into my Entei as he's going to heal up with the Synthesis. But since I am Shucka, I'm not worried. And so he switches directly into his Gyarados on my Sacred Fire. And I do not get the burn, but I'm actually going to switch right out into my Tangela as he goes straight for Waterfall. I could have Will-O-Wisp, but I didn't feel like that was the time that he would try to set up since my Tangela is so healthy. So I go for Leech Seed, or Giga Drain, I don't even know. This battle was done a while ago, to be honest. So who knows? I get paralyzed, so he's going to Volt Switch instead of Knockoff this time on my incoming Mega Diancie as he goes into Mega Gyarados for whatever reason, just to make sure I Mega, I guess, and then goes right back into Klefki as it takes a good chunk from Moonblast, as he's now actually going to go for Light Screen, which that most of my team is special, so that's going to be annoying, and so I'm going to Leech Seed, expecting the Eel to come out because he wants to knock off the Tangela really badly. So this time I'm actually going to go into Entei, since he went for Volt Switch last time, but gets rid of my Shucka, which, not the best, but I didn't really have much choices here, and so I can just throw off another Sacred Fire as he goes back into the Gyarados, and he gets burned this time. So now Gyarados isn't really all that big of a threat unless it has Rest. As he goes for Crunch, does no damage to my bush, and he just goes for Crunch again. So I guess I don't know if he has. I guess maybe he does have Dragon Dance, but I go for Sludge Bomb in case he wants to go for Shaman because I keep Leech Seeding, but he wants to keep me low. You know, if I don't have a healing move, as I get parried this time, and he's just gonna keep attacking until he dies. And so I can just Giga Drain here, get some health back, but I'm still decently low at 61. Like I'd feel more comfortable just because of the Shaman potentially Spadef drops, and also I'm not able to take hits from Tauros as well. So now he's gonna Body Slam, does a lot. I go back into Tangela to see how much it does, but he goes for Earthquake, so that's actually nice. As he goes for Body Slam, it doesn't do a whole lot, 35, but I get parried, so I can take another. I need to Leech Seed this or Giga Drain, get some health, but I get parried again. So Tangela is just not having a good time, so I have to sack something. So I decide to sack the Entei. Now I go into Manaphy since I know I can take a hit. As he goes for Wild Charge, and I go for Ice Beam expecting the Shaman to come in. Doesn't kill him, so take the Body Slam from I was hoping he would go for Wild Charge, but Body Slam does kill, so that's the better play on his part, just in case like I can get some regenerator back, but I end up not really. So now I have to go into my Sharpedo. I protect. He switches into Shaman. I have to Ice Beam, but he's Yachi, so like it didn't matter. Like this game's over. I mean, he misses Sleet Flare, but so now that gives me hope. As I now Ice Beam, and I even get the freeze, but he thaws and kills me, and I don't have anything faster than Tauros, so I have to risk Speed Ties with Diancie now. So I go for Earth Power, expecting the Klefki, but makes the good play in going into the Electros, so I Calm Mind up as he Giga Drains, and I go for the Moonblast. Doesn't do enough because the Giga Drain actually puts it out of range, or it might have been out of range before. I wasn't really paying attention that closely, and yeah, Giga Drain takes me out, and I can't beat the rest of the team with Tangela. So we do lose in the semifinals, but nonetheless, a great season. We lose to a solid battler, unfortunately in a rather hacksy battle. But what are you gonna do? You know, I got parried a bunch. I even froze him. So hacks all around. It's not like it's just like all hacks going against me, but that's the game we play, and that takes us out of the playoffs. But that doesn't diminish the great season we had. So I did really enjoy the team. It was very offensive, at least the way I used it, because I would only bring one or two of the fat things a lot of the times. But I think it did have, like, at least for my teams, it was one of the more balanced teams I've ever had. Just because I had, like, the Tangela, I had the Uxie, I had the Drampa, I had Stunfisk. Like, I actually really enjoyed this team. Like, I had a lot of mons that I'd used before, but I'd never used Drampa. I thought it could be good, and it, at least to me, it seemed like it was really good. And then Stunfisk is pretty good for, low points, and especially in a 24-person draft, I think I got a lot of good value, and I even got Mega Diancie with one of my last picks. So just waiting out, and I waited, basically waited out and saw, more or less 23 other Megas get picked, and I'm like, okay, well, what's left? Because I think when I was drafting, I definitely didn't have a plan for Mega Diancie. So I really enjoyed this team for sure. Manaphy is my crutch pretty much everywhere, it seems like, and Dank Force Landorus is amazing. But yeah, this caps off a solid career in the MLP. Who knows? Maybe I'll return if they'll have me in a future season. But at least for the next upcoming season, I definitely need to. In that time frame when it would be coming, I definitely need to be in less leagues. So I bid farewell to the MLP, but definitely enjoyed my time, enjoyed the people. So very positive, and I'm glad I was able to share this last season with anyone who cared to watch. No idea if anyone even does, but with that, thank you for watching my full MLP run. Top 4 semifinals is amazing, and I'm very happy with the results. So thank you for watching. Bye.